It's the weekend, it's July the 14th. Dear friends, the Lord bless you. Today I'd like to think with you for a few moments about living with a Sabbath rhythm. Sabbath rhythm. That means a rhythm of 7 days where something happens at the end of the seven days. Here in Montreal on a Friday night, if you're walking around the areas of Park Avenue, many of the areas where there are lots of Jewish people. Friday night, the Jewish folks are scurrying around in a hurry to get home before sundown. It's quite fun to watch. They're just rushing off and picking up the last little things that they need because they know that at sundown, everything shuts down and life for the next 24 hours is living the Sabbath rhythm. They light their candles, they begin their prayers. Blessed are you, Lord God of all creation, because you have rested on the last day of the week. And so it's a day when the Jewish people, we talk about devout people, obviously, but for whom it's not a day to be driving around, to be cutting lawns. It's really a day to just be with the kids, with the family, eat, laugh, rest, sleep, whatever is necessary. Because in the scriptures, the Lord himself, after he'd done his 6 days of building this beautiful universe, obviously symbolically, biblically, on the seventh day it said God rested. So I want to think a little bit about that, because Sunday for Christians is the day of rest. It's the day of the resurrection rest. It's the ultimate rest in the Lord. And we've lost sight of that. For many years now, Sunday is just a day like any other day. People go to work, people go shopping, just like nothing's different. There is no difference. And so Monday is the same as Sunday. Sunday is the same as Thursday. Thursday is the same as Friday. And life kind of carries on like that with no sense of ontological purpose. We're just kind of we're like a planet that has no orbit anymore. Not orbiting around anything. We're just a planet flying through the universe, going no place, really fast. And it's my conviction, not just because I'm a priest, because I think it's a conviction, because I think it's true, that human beings need to have a sense of revolving around purpose, a purpose to our lives. And, for hundreds and hundreds of years, the Jews have been maintaining this rhythm of the Sabbath, the Shabbat. And somebody once asked a rabbi and said, how did you manage for hundreds and hundreds of years to keep the Shabbat so central in your lives? And the rabbi answered, no, we didn't keep this Shabbat. The Shabbat kept us. Thoughtful reflection. It's because of the Shabbat that they always remembered their identity as God's people. And every week on the Saturday, the Shabbat, they would remember who they were and who the Lord was and why they were existing and who was the master of their lives. It's been tragic that the last number of decades, Christians have lost a complete sense of the Shabbat rhythm, the rhythm of the Sabbath. And so Sunday just becomes another day to catch up on my work I didn't do the rest of the week. I got laundry to do and got to pick up a few apples and oranges, and I don't call up my parents. Some families do. But this sense, I think, of the loss of the ontological purpose of our lives is dramatic. And it's no surprise that our lives then, if they don't revolve around the sun, the S-U-N as the planets orbit around the sun, and our lives no longer orbit around the S-O-N, around the sun, we're in free fall. And we have lost a sense of direction, of purpose. And so our culture revolves no longer around God, but revolves around, well, who else can revolve around? Well, my life revolves around me. I'm the center of it all then. And so we use these kinds of phrases, follow your heart, whereas Jesus said, follow me. Very different, isn't it? Or we say, be true to yourself. And Jesus says, deny yourself and give up your life for others. No, I'm not saying we can't have a certain truth to myself, obviously. Or believe in yourself. And Jesus says, actually, believe in me. See how we've distorted a whole sense of a society and of a culture revolving around something transcendent or a transcendent being, the one who's given us life. And now it all revolves around me and my needs and my idiosyncrasies. So what's my message for today? It is Sunday coming up in a few days again. So what's Sunday going to be for you? Just a day as usual when you just catch up on everything you didn't do on Monday and Tuesday? Or are we going to make a deliberate decision to make Sunday the Sabbath, the Shabbat, the day of the resurrection, when Christians get together to eat and celebrate and say, wow, we do have a purpose. We do have a God who cares for us, who watches over us. Our lives do have a trajectory. And we're not just planets orbiting through the universe aimlessly, but we're orbiting around the Son of God. So that's my little message for today as we end up in the weekend, to rebuild our Christian culture. Oh, I know some say, oh my God, things were so much better when we took Sundays off. I'm not lamenting the past. I'm saying it's time to build the future. So how do I build intelligently with my family, with my friends? And I think an essential element will be living a Sabbath rhythm. So try it. Try to see if on Sunday you can just, with your family, plan something really fun to do together with your friends, something that's just not work. It's just something to do together. And of course, the obvious thing is, see if the Eucharist, the Mass, the Eucharist, as Christians get together to celebrate the Lord's Day, can be also central in your lives. So let us live with a rhythm of the Shabbat, a Sabbath rhythm. God bless you. The Lord be with you.